Hello everyone, I'm Pamela Yao, for those who don't know me, and we have been learning about relationships, and this evening we're going to be learning about sex and what it means to a man. And again, I have invited some of my neighbors, some of my friends, a couple of relatives, and here we are. And I'm really glad you guys came again. It makes me happy. We're going to go ahead and get on to this study. I did have, how many reviews was it? Yes, I have a couple of questions here that I'll need to answer. And the first one, I can't read that name. I can read the question though. It says, who is Fabio? Is he your significant other? The answer is no, Fabio is not my significant other, is not my boyfriend, any of that. Fabio is, how old are you? Fabio, 23. Come here, come here. I want you to come over here. Come on. He's really shy, so it's probably not going to happen. Come on. Anyway, Fabio, he's 23, and he is in college, right? You're going to college, and he asked if he could volunteer and help with the sounds and the light and all that. So that's what he helps with. And then, of course, I have help with, once the video is filmed, I go find one of my grandkids, usually the ones that are around between 3 and 5 years old, and then I have them go into the computer, save everything, send it out, do whatever needs to be done. The technology nowadays, the things kids learn more than I ever learned. Did you guys ever learn any of that kind of stuff in school? I didn't learn anything about computers or, so advanced nowadays. So anyway, oh yes, one more review here. Okay, this is from Pete. Pete says, you need to get to the point. Okay, you know what? I agree with that. In fact, I'm really glad that you brought that up because, sorry, I have allergies. Because one thing that I wanted to talk about in these lessons is the fact that it's difficult for a man to hold a long conversation. And there is a reason for that. First of all, the way he was created in his mind. A man, I want to say, okay, first of all, they have a lot of sexual thoughts all day. It's like they have a sexual connotation. They have an undertone. They're very sexual beings, okay? And that's why they cannot hold a long conversation, where a woman doesn't think about sex all day long and every few seconds, and she's not made the same way. Different thinking, totally. Okay? So anyway, I agree with that, and I am going to do that. I'm actually going to make small videos, like little nuggets, and they'll just be called getting to the point, and I'll just maybe say a sentence or two, and then yeah, and if it helps you, it helps you. Okay, so let's go on. Okay, so let's talk about sex. What does it mean to a man? Okay. Sex is a stress reliever to a man. He can have sex with a woman, and it does not equal love. Although He would rather have sex with the one he loves. Okay. A man has a need for sex. Okay. It is his way of relieving stress. Okay. Where the woman, now remember we learned that the woman's, her interpretation of love is being desired. And so her interpretation of sex is different. It's like, although believe me, a woman can have sex and not love the man also, okay? Yeah, but then again, you know, she'd rather have sex with the man she loves. And to her, it's like, you know, I mean, she likes to be desired, right? So you can kind of put the math together, what sex means. To her, it's more, you're showing her you desire her. She views this more as love. But she can have sex and not love someone, okay? Two whole different things there. And, let's see here. You know, I've always heard that men, they can have sex during a very stressful situation, you know, like after the death of somebody they're close to, you know, they may the same day have sex with their wife or whatever. And where the wife will be saying, oh my God, I mean, if you love the person, how could you be having sex right now? Now remember, she's viewing this as love, okay? And he is relieving stress. He has to relieve stress. It's just the way that they're made. Okay. So, and I can see why sex can be a problem with couples. Okay, after a long, stressful day, a man will need sex. And oftentimes the woman, or most of the time, the woman is too tired. Okay, but then again, you know, he needs to relieve his stress. So the woman often does not want sex because she has had a tiresome day with the kids, the household chores, dinner, homework, activities. Oftentimes the woman has to work outside of the home, and she's tired, okay? And then the man comes home and he has had a stressful day, and when it's time for him to go to bed, he wants to relieve his stress. And that's why women sometimes feel like, you know, that they're being used. I've heard women say, you know, all he wants me for is for sex. I've thought that about men before, you know. That's all they want. They don't care what you want. They're not romantic. I can go on. I'm a little tired tonight, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm a little tired. I haven't been feeling up to par the past couple days. But I'll be fine. So, got to get my glasses just to be able to see here. Okay. All I can say is, women, you need to make yourself available. I know that it's tough, you know, and a lot goes with that. I mean, you gotta keep your legs shaved, you know. And men think they have it so hard. I mean, I've dated men and they get upset. I have to shave this every day, you know. Well, try shaving this every day and the other leg and this, and in some cases this and this and this and this, you know. It's a pain in the butt, I'll tell you. But you know what, women, you have to do it, you know. I'm going to read something to you. Okay. Now remember, women too, men are very visual, and they're attracted to beauty, okay? And this is one thing I don't understand. Well, I can kind of see. Okay. I've heard men tell their women that, something to the effect like, you don't have to wear makeup. I still love you. But you know what? They're not telling you, for God's sake, they're not telling you. Put it this way, okay? They want you to look good for them. They want to come home and they want you to look good. And you know what? I'm going to show you this scripture in the Bible. It's in Proverbs chapter 5 verse 19. And I should read it out of some different what would you call it? Where the different versions. Yeah, the different versions of the Bible. I kind of like to see what those read, but I'm reading out of the Amplified Bible. Proverbs chapter 5 verse 19 says, "Let her be as a loving hind and pleasant doe, tender, gentle, attractive. Let her bosom satisfy you at all times, and always be transported with delight in her love." Okay, always be transported. Now, when I read that, okay, I'm thinking, it says be transported. Well, how are you going to be transported? How is your man going to be transported unless you transport him? Or somebody else is going to transport him. So, transport him, give him something to look at, does he want you to wear a negligee? Sheesh, would that be nice? I mean, I don't know. I could think of different scenarios, but I better just keep my mouth shut right now. But, okay, I mean, what is he like? I mean, you don't have to tell me, but I mean, I mean, men, you got to speak. I mean, what do you like? Do you want her to put on a negligee? I don't know. You can get creative, I mean, gosh, for God's sake. I mean, when he tells you what he likes or what he desires, a lot of women will take that personal and think, well, he likes that, it means he wants a different woman, and that's not it. He wants you to do that. Okay, he finds you attractive, he finds you beautiful, and he wants you to do that for him. Does he like certain perfumes? What does he like? Get to know him. And for God's sake, shave your legs, woman. Okay, and let's keep going on. One thing that crossed my mind is, now, if sex is relieving stress for a man, and it's more love and desire for a woman, then it makes perfect sense about something that I was really tripping on. It just makes me believe that when a child is violated in any way, sexually, okay, or a woman, whatever, a child, a woman, or whatever, this will distort their view of love. It will distort their view of love. You think about that. Anyway, I just trip on stuff like that. And I could see where women could easily get into prostitution, They want to be desired. They could get into cheating. They want to be desired, and anyway, I don't know what else to say. I mean, I know it's a short study. I'm glad that you guys were here. We had a good time before we started filming, talking about things we've learned. Really had a good time. So anyway, I hope that you could all watch the next films. I'll tell you, the next one is How a Man is Created. That is one of the most interesting videos I'm going to do. We're going to go over the responsibility of a woman, getting the man to move, getting a man to do what you want him to do. Trust versus confusion. What happens in a mind's man when his woman doesn't trust him. We're going to go over the male as a protector. When a man wants you to change your body. And I've added one. I've decided to talk a little bit about hoarders. What I believe, the reason, how a person can get into hoarding, the reasons behind it, what's going on here, you know. So anyway, that's it for this lesson, and I hope you guys are getting something out of this, and we'll see you next time.